What INFJs need but rarely ask for. Have you ever noticed how you, as an INFJ, seem to carry the emotional weight of the room without anyone ever asking you to? How you move through the world like someone who sees through walls, hears the silent parts of conversations, and understands people better than they understand themselves. Yet almost no one realizes how much support you need, because you never ask for it. If that feels familiar, then this video is for you. Because today, we're going to talk about the 8 things INFJs need more than almost anything, but almost never request, not because you're too proud, not because you don't want help, but because your mind, your heart, and your identity work in a very specific, very rare way. This isn't just a list. It's a mirror. A way for you to finally hear spoken out loud the things you've been quietly craving your entire life. So settle in, take a slow breath, and let's walk through the inner world that only INFJs truly know. 1. INFJs need to be understood, without having to explain themselves. Let's start with the need that sits at the core of your INFJ identity. You need to be understood, not partially, not superficially, not after giving a 20-minute explanation, but intuitively, deeply, and willingly. Growing up, you probably felt like an observer among your own family. People around you often reacted to your thoughts as if you were speaking a different language. And maybe you learned early on that explaining yourself rarely changes anything. INFJs tend to communicate in meaning, in patterns, in connections between things, while the world communicates in surface-level details. So what happens? You stop explaining. You stop trying. You become self-contained, even when you desperately want someone to just get you. You don't need people to agree with you. You don't need people to think like you. You just need someone who says, I hear you. I see the intention behind your words. And I'm willing to meet you where you are. INFJs rarely ask for this because deep down you feel like it's too much to request. You think people won't understand. Or worse, that it will drain them the way you get drained when others overshare. But INFJ, listen. Your desire to be understood is not a flaw. It's not a burden. It is a basic human need, magnified by the depth of your inner world. 2. INFJs need emotional safety before they can open up. Here's something important most people don't realize. An INFJ does not open up when asked. They open up when safe. You can talk to people all day long. You can listen to their struggles, solve their emotional puzzles, help them figure out why they feel what they feel. But when the conversation shifts to you, your instinct is to protect yourself. Why? Because INFJs don't share information. INFJs share vulnerability, and vulnerability for you is sacred. You need these conditions. A calm environment, a stable person, no judgment, no interruptions, no emotional chaos, no competition for attention, no hidden agenda. But do you ask for that? Almost never. Instead, you wait. You watch. You observe whether someone can be trusted. You test the waters with small, careful truths. And when someone proves they're safe, you open a door inside yourself that almost no one ever sees. What INFJs need, and rarely say, is, I will share myself with you, but I need to know the space between us is safe. 3. INFJs need deep, meaningful connections, not more social interaction. Most people confuse INFJs with introverts who simply get overwhelmed by people. But in reality, INFJs don't get drained by people. You get drained by empty interactions, repetitive small talk, shallow questions, spaces where everyone tries to impress each other, conversations that bounce from topic to topic without ever touching anything real. Those moments make you feel invisible, unseen, disconnected from yourself. But give an INFJ a late-night conversation, a discussion about purpose, a talk about who we are beneath the mask, a moment of shared truth, a sense of emotional resonance, and suddenly, your energy returns. Your eyes light up. You lose track of time. You feel alive. INFJs need depth like plants need sunlight. But you rarely ask for it because you don't want to sound demanding, dramatic, or too intense. The irony: depth is the most natural thing about you. 4. INFJs need time alone to detox emotionally. Everyone knows INFJs need alone time, but almost no one understands why. For most people, alone time is a break. For an INFJ, alone time is maintenance. Your brain is wired to track emotional patterns, constantly. You notice tone changes. You feel when someone's mood drops by 2 degrees. You sense tension even when no one acknowledges it. And all of that information sits inside you, layered and interconnected. Alone time is the only space where your mind can sort through all of that emotional data and return to baseline. It's how you reset, decompress, and reclarify your own identity after absorbing everyone else's. But INFJs rarely ask for alone time because you don't want to hurt people. You don't want anyone to think you're pulling away. You don't want to be misunderstood. You don't want to seem cold or distant. You don't want people to think you're abandoning them. So you force yourself to stay present long after your energy has drained. Alone time isn't selfish. Alone time is how you stay emotionally healthy. 5. INFJs need gentle truth, not abrupt honesty. You value honesty. You crave authenticity. But INFJs need truth delivered with kindness, not blunt force. People often mistake INFJs for being emotionally fragile or overly sensitive, but the real issue is this. You understand more than people realize. You see beneath people's words. You feel the intention behind the message. Blunt honesty feels painful to INFJs not because the truth is too harsh, but because the delivery is insensitive. When people speak harshly, it feels like their emotion is being thrown at you. It's not the truth that hurts you, it's the emotional aggression behind it. What INFJs need, but rarely ask for, is a simple request. Tell me the truth, but please don't weaponize it. 6. INFJs need consistency, not perfect people. INFJs forgive easily, but they don't forget patterns. Your intuition is always watching for emotional inconsistencies, the subtleties people don't think anyone notices. The shift in tone. The delayed reply. The mismatched words and actions. The sudden enthusiasm followed by distance. The promises that never turn into reality. Consistency isn't boring for INFJs. Consistency is trust. It tells your system, this person won't hurt me. This person won't disappear. This person won't change unpredictably. You rarely ask for consistency because you don't want to sound needy or controlling. But the truth is, consistency is what allows your nervous system to relax around someone. Consistency is love in motion. 7. INFJs need space to grow without being rushed. INFJs think deeply, reflect deeply, feel deeply, and therefore, you change deeply. But here's something most people misunderstand about you. INFJs don't grow fast. INFJs grow profoundly. Your growth isn't loud. It's not chaotic. It's not showy. It's slow, internal, meaningful, and permanent. You rarely ask for space to grow because you don't want to disappoint others or seem uncommitted, but you need space for self-reflection, identity realignment, emotional integration, letting go of old wounds, rebuilding new beliefs, understanding your own intuition. Rushing an INFJ is like pulling on a flower to make it bloom faster. It doesn't work, it only damages the roots. 8. INFJs need to feel like their presence matters, not just their help. INFJs are givers by nature. You listen. You support. You uplift. You stabilize. You heal. And because you're so good at it, people often mistake your usefulness for your identity. They value what you do, and forget to value who you are. INFJs rarely ask for appreciation or reassurance because you don't give to get something back. You give because your heart is wired that way. But deep inside, you have a quiet need. See me for more than my support. Want me for more than my empathy. Value me even when I'm not fixing anything. You need to feel like your existence matters, your thoughts, your quirks, your quiet presence, your inner world, not just the help you offer. This need is rarely spoken aloud, but it is at the core of the INFJ soul. If you're an INFJ watching this, you might feel something stirring in you right now, a mix of relief, validation, and maybe even sadness. Because the truth is, you've been carrying these needs quietly for years, maybe your whole life. But here's the thing you need to know. Your needs are real. Your needs are valid. Your needs matter. You don't have to apologize for being sensitive. You don't have to shrink your depth. You don't have to silence your intuition. You don't have to pretend you don't feel things you absolutely do feel. You are not too much. You are not overly complicated. You are not difficult to understand. You are simply rare. And the more you honor the things you need, even if you rarely ask for them, the more you'll find people who meet you on the level you've always deserved. If you're an INFJ, leave a comment. Which of these 8 needs hit you the hardest?